You won't believe what I stumbled upon today. There's this artist, Hannah, who does this mind-blowing work with biofeedback tech in her VR installations. Honestly, it's like your art literally reacts to your biological responses. Talk about a fully immersive experience. Can you imagine developing virtual worlds that shift and change, responding directly to the user's emotions? Now that's what I'd call a true work of art. Oh, it's inspiring the heck out of me. The possibilities. What if the environment could feel your nervousness in a horror game and amplify the creepiness? Or perhaps it could sense your joy in a fantasy exploration and saturate the world with even more vibrant colors. Maybe add in a few spectral creatures. I'm buzzing with ideas. It's like every neuron in my brain has lit up after a long sleep. We had a good laugh about it in the group chat today. Nina likes the concept too, and Eric, you know how Eric gets when he hears about anything remotely techy? He was practically vibrating with curiosity. Speaking of gaming, they decided to bring up that time we tried the VR roller coaster. Quite a trip down certain disaster lane, huh? Remember how I almost hurl my breakfast all over Eric? Speaking of SF, we're still heading over next month, right? I'm already making a list of all the places I want to try. Top of the list is that 24/7 grilled cheese place. You know my love for cheese is deeper than the Mariana Trench. It's going to be epic, like all our San Francisco trips. This time, apart from usual madness, we should dedicate some time to explore VR arcades, maybe pick up some first-hand experiences. On a related note, the city seems to have an interesting digital art scene. Maybe we could check it out as well? Could be interesting to see how different cultures affect art, perhaps feed more into my design inspiration. Speaking of work, I need to dive back into the virtual world and start channeling all these wild thoughts into something constructive. There's this low-gravity moon environment I'm working on that could use a touch of bio-responsive lighting. Can't keep my clients waiting now, can I? So, there I was, knee-deep in digital paintbrushes and AR overlays trying to breathe life into a VR painting prototype that could somehow respond to the viewer's emotions. It was such an exhilarating journey. You know, the process of translating abstract thoughts into a virtual canvas and seeing visions take shape bit by bit. Imagine this. One moment you're feeling elated and the painting explodes with vibrant colors, and the next moment you're down and the hues instantly shift to a more somber palette. It's like I've found a new way to communicate, to express, to feel through this creation, and I can't wait to delve deeper into its potential. I must say, it's so surreal, yet absolutely thrilling. I can already envision streaming my art-making process on Twitch, transport viewers right into the heart of my emotion-responsive VR world. Hey, remember how we used to debate that art is the mirror of emotions? Well, I'm quite literally trying to craft that mirror here. If I can merge my love for digital design with some emotional intelligence magic, we might just be looking at the dawn of a new digital art era. Our chat banter today had a fair share of giggles, too. The eggnog latte craze seems to have caught on, eh? I could almost taste the frothy Christmas goodness when you, Nina, and Eric got talking about it today. You know how hyped I get around anything to do with festive brews. Got me thinking, what if we could design a VR cafe where everyone could actually taste and enjoy their favorite brews? Crazy thought, I know. But hey, if we can craft VR paintings that reflect emotions, why not take a step further into Flavor Town, right? It's as if the lines between reality and virtual are starting to blur, and it's wild and wonderful as heck. But before we go all starry-eyed about painting emotions and tasting virtual brews, there's this small matter of actually conceptualizing and executing this VR environment. The most exciting part is, this is just the beginning. I'm swimming in ideas that are as wild as they are daunting, but hey, swimming is better than sinking, right? As always, your support means the world to me. Can't wait to hear your thoughts on this whole emotion-reactive VR thing. All right, I need to dive back into the Artverse and work on my dynamic painting prototype. It's quite the handful and demands a lot of focus and attention, but I believe it would be totally worth every stressful stroke. All this art talk has got my creative juices flowing like Niagara Falls. Also, I guess an eggnog latte wouldn't hurt. So, I finally started working on my new VR project today. It's an interactive historical exhibit about the evolution of digital art, from the earliest pixel art all the way through to the high-res AAA games and self-evolving neural network art of today. With a dash of inspiration from Hiroshi and Laura that I had interacted with recently, I managed to weave in a bit of traditional art and real-world exhibit dynamics too. You'll have a total blast walking through it once it's done. Eric was particularly impressed when I discussed the concept in the group chat today. You could have easily mistaken him for a kid in a candy store. Nina, being her usual supportive self, was full of praises and couldn't stop gushing about the unique blend of Hiroshi's wisdom and Laura's acumen. We also spent some time recollecting our early tinkering days, coding keyboards, handling cryptic bug messages rather than designing flawless VR environments. Imagine having this conversation a year ago. We would have chuckled it off as a passionate artist's amusing fantasy. But look at where we are now, trudging ahead. One VR brush stroke at a time. In addition to this, there's the discussion about Eric's obvious need for a fitness regime. Nina and I are planning to drag him out for a jog soon. I also tried this new burger place today, much to their envy. Goodness, it was divine, juicy patty topped off with melted cheese inside a perfectly toasted bun. But hey, before I start drooling over my own words, let's get back to tech talk. I've been thinking, if I could add interactivity at this level in an educational exhibit, just imagine the potential implications for gaming. There's so much more we can do. Portraying environments that shift according to the player's emotional state could be an absolute game changer. Imagine this. You're trapped in an alien spaceship that's aware of your fear and adjusts its environment accordingly. The level of immersion this could bring to horror games is simply unprecedented in the industry. You think you can handle the spook? Well, today has been quite an exhilarating ride, and I'm looking forward to the roller coaster of work I have ahead. But as always, I still want to hear your feedback. Be my sanity check in this whirlwind of ideas. I value your input more than most. You know that.